Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a classic tale that's more than just a story about animals. It's a timeless lesson about peer pressure, integrity, and how misery loves company. Let's talk about the fox who lost his tail. Our story begins with a clever, perhaps a bit too clever, fox. One day, while trying to escape a hunter's trap, he managed to get away. But at a terrible cost, he lost his magnificent, bushy tail. Can you imagine? For a fox, a tail isn't just for balance. It's a symbol of pride, a beautiful plume that every other fox admired. Now he was left with a stump, and he felt utterly humiliated. Everywhere he went, he imagined the other foxes were whispering and snickering behind his back. The shame was unbearable. He felt like an outcast, a joke. The more he thought about it, the more his embarrassment turned into a bitter kind of cleverness. He couldn't grow his tail back, so he thought, if I can't fix my situation, maybe I can change everyone else's. So he hatched a plan. He called a great meeting of all the foxes in the area. When they had all gathered, he stood before them with a confident air, as if he were about to share some revolutionary wisdom. He began his speech. "My friends, my fellow foxes, I have made a discovery that will change our lives for the better. For too long, we have been burdened by these useless, heavy tails." He paused for effect, letting his words sink in. The other foxes looked at each other, puzzled. Their tails were one of their most prized features. The fox continued, his voice filled with false enthusiasm. "They are clumsy, they get caught in bushes, they slow us down when we're chasing prey, and they're a dead giveaway to hunters. They serve no real purpose. I have freed myself from this unnecessary weight, and I have never felt so light, so agile, so free." He paraded around, showing off his tailless rear. "I urge you all," he declared, "to do the same. Cut off your tails and experience this wonderful new freedom. Why carry around something so impractical? Let's all be modern, streamlined foxes." He was so persuasive, so passionate, that some of the younger, more impressionable foxes started to nod in agreement. Maybe he had a point. Maybe tails were old-fashioned. But just as his manipulative speech was starting to win over the crowd, a wise old fox, who had seen many seasons and heard many clever speeches, stepped forward. He looked the tailless fox squarely in the eye and said calmly, "My friend, your words are very convincing, but I have one simple question for you." The crowd fell silent. The old fox continued, "If you had not lost your own tail in an unfortunate accident, would you be advising us to cut off ours? I think not. You are not trying to help us. You are just trying to make us all look as foolish as you do, so that you don't feel so alone in your misfortune." A wave of understanding washed over the crowd. The other foxes started murmuring, realizing the truth in the old fox's words. The tailless fox's plan was exposed. He wasn't trying to share a benefit. He was trying to spread his own misery. Embarrassed and ashamed, he had nowhere to hide. His trick had failed, and he was left alone with his problem, now with the added shame of his deceit. This fable is a powerful reminder to be wary of advice from people who might have ulterior motives. When someone tries to convince you to do something that seems strange or goes against your better judgment, ask yourself, what do they have to gain? Are they genuinely trying to help, or are they, like the fox, just trying to make themselves feel better about their own shortcomings by dragging others down with them? True friends lift you up. They don't ask you to lower yourself to their level. It's a lesson about thinking critically and not just following the crowd, especially when the person leading the charge has a very personal and selfish reason for doing so. Thanks for watching. What did you take away from this story? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales and wisdom. See you next time.